Good morning, students. I hope you all are fine and taking care of yourself. So, students, in our previous chapter, we have studied that how soil is formed. And you know very well that soil is formed by the weathering of rocks. So, students, in this chapter, we will be learning about rocks and minerals. So, students, let me tell you, rocks are everywhere and rocks are of three types. Rocks are of basically all the rocks which are found on the earth's surface are basically divided into three categories, and they are igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rock. Igneous rocks, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks. So, student, now let us understand then how these rocks are formed. What is the process behind their formation? So, let us study about the igneous rocks. You all know very well, students, then when we go deep inside the earth, then all the rock and mineral which is found below the earth's surface is present in the molten state. Due to high temperature and pressure, the rocks found below the earth's surface convert into molten state. So this molten rock or this molten rocks and minerals are generally known as magma. So what is magma? Magma is the semi-solid liquid, or you can say magma is molten rock. So what happens, students? You will be understanding this process by this picture. So what happens? Sometimes this magma rises up in the layers of earth and comes on the earth's surface with great force. When this magma comes on the surface of earth, then it forms a volcano. Then it comes out in the form of volcanic eruption. And what is volcano? Volcano is the raised surface on the earth. So when this magma comes up on the earth's surface, then it flow on the rocks and this magma cools down and get hardened. So when this magma rises up with the great force and flows on the earth's surface, then this magma known as lava. So student, igneous rock formed by two processes. Let me tell you again. Igneous rock are formed by two processes. You know very well that earth's surface, the whole earth is divided into three layers: crust, mantle, and core. Crust is the surface where we are living. Then the second layer of the earth is known as mantle, and the innermost layer of the earth is known as core. So in the mantle and core region, the entire rock and minerals are present in the molten state. And that entire molten rock is known as magma. So just because it is too much hot and due to high pressure, sometimes this magma comes up and comes on the earth's surface in the form of volcano eruption. And this magma starts flowing on the rocks and it slowly cool down and get hardened. And when this magma cool down and gets hardened, then this magma is known as lava. So this is the first type of igneous rock. Student, as you can see the another side of the picture, when this magma rising up in the layers of earth, then at some places, in some layers of earth, this magma cools down. This magma cools down and get hardened in some of the layers of earth. So when magma cools down below the ground, below the earth's surface, then this magma forms another type of igneous rock. So students, igneous rocks are formed by two processes that you can understand very well with the help of this diagram. Okay, so students, we can call them by two processes, extrusive and intrusive. When magma cools down below the earth's surface, then the process of formation of igneous rocks is known as intrusive. And when the magma comes up on the earth's surface, then the process of formation of igneous rock is known as extrusive, like as you can see in this picture. Now let us discuss that how many types of igneous rocks are there. So students, igneous rocks are of 4 types. That is obsidian rock, pumice, basalt and granite. Igneous rocks are of 4 types: obsidian rock, pumice, basalt and granite. Let us understand why these rocks are different from one another. So student, so many types you might have seen some type of rocks or some type of stones which looks like glass, which have a glass like texture and they have sharp edges. You might have seen so many times. It is basically green or black in color. So this type of rock which is having a glass like texture and having very sharp edges is known as obsidian rock. And this type of rock is used for making tools and ornament. It is used for making tools just because it is having sharp edges, and it is also used to make ornament because of its shiny texture. Now second type of igneous rock is pumice. Student, you might have seen a kind of stone which is generally we are having in our homes, and this type of stone is having so many pores in it. So student, this type of rock is known as pumice. You might have seen one type of rock which is so light in weight, and if we throw it in on the water, then it will float on the water surface. So student, this is pumice which we all have seen in our home, and this pumice is very light just because this pumice is formed when lava cools down very slowly. At the formation of rocks, at the formation of igneous rocks, when lava cools down very quickly, then it forms pumice. And when lava cools down very quickly, then it traps some amount of gases in it. And when gases trap in it, then it shows in the form of pores. It shows in the form of holes. And because of these holes, this rock is very light in weight. So it can easily float on the water surface. And from where do we use it? We use pumice. We use pumice for polishing furniture, for cleaning floors, and as a body scrubber. This pumice is also used in the powdered form by the dentist. You might have seen that whenever we have to clean our teeth, then dentists use some kind of powder of a stone. So that is pumice, bacha. So powder pumice is used by dentists for polishing teeth. The another type of igneous rock is basalt. Student, basalt is formed when igneous rock comes on the earth's surface, and it is grayish black in color, and it also forms when lava cools down very quickly. So this rock we can generally see at the ocean. It is or you can say students, the floor of the ocean is mostly made up of basalt, and this rock is also used for the construction purposes. So the ocean bed or river bed are generally made up of basalt. And now the last type of igneous rock is granite. Granite is also another type of igneous rock which is found in different colors. And this granite is formed when lava cools slowly under the ground. When magma cools slowly and when magma do not come on the earth's surface and it cool down at somewhere it cool down below the earth's surface. So it is also a hardened strong rock, and this granite is also used in the construction of buildings and monuments. So these are the 4 types of rocks, that is obsidian rock, pumice, basalt, and granite.